Do you feel like you're putting in the effort but not seeing the weight loss results you want? It might be because of habits secretly hindering your progress. Join me in this episode as I unveil the habits that could be sabotaging your weight loss journey. So my mission in this episode is to help you become aware of these 6 habits that may be hindering your weight loss progress and preventing you from getting the results that you want and deserve. Because without awareness, it's going to be impossible to correct them, right? And speaking of weight loss success, I'm hosting a free live virtual event where I'm teaching you how to lose weight in a very doable, lasting way. This workshop is going to be transformative for you, especially if you feel like you've tried a lot of things that either felt overwhelming or you felt like you couldn't stick to the changes long enough to lose the weight you wanted to, or you lost weight but then gained it back. So if any of these are you, this workshop is definitely for you. And in the workshop, I'm helping you with practical strategies that are so doable, even on those super busy days or those days where you just feel like your energy levels are practically non-existent. So this is perfect for you busy career women. The workshop is on Thursday, February 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. A replay will be made available, but only if you're signed up for the workshop and can't make it. I will be sending an email to you the following day with the link to the replay. You will get so much more out of it if you can actually make it live though, because let's face it, how many times do you actually go back and watch a replay? But I do have that available for you if you reserve your seat. All you have to do is grab your free spot with the link in the episode description down below, or you'll find a link on my website, katemjohnston.com. All right, let's dive into habits that hinder weight loss. I've broken this up into behavior habits and thought habits. So the very first behavior habit that hinders weight loss is mindless eating. Mindless eating is truly an eating habit, meaning you are automatically grabbing the food and putting it into your mouth and chewing it without really being completely aware of it. It is so automatic, and that's what makes this truly a habit. The reason why mindless eating interferes with weight loss is because you end up overeating. You're unable to have awareness of when you've had enough. So when you've had enough means when those hunger signals have gone away. So even if you aren't reaching into a bag or a box and you've actually served yourself a portion, you may be overeating with that portion. You may be eating when you're not actually hungry anymore. And that's just because of that automatic behavior habit of reaching into the bag and putting the food in your mouth, right? So a simple solution to this is no multitasking. When you eat, you eat. When you work, you work. When you read, etc. So the next habit that hinders weight loss that is a behavioral habit is being sedentary. Humans are a lot more sedentary than we used to be, even just 100 years ago. We are also eating a lot more than we used to, even just 50 years ago. So even if you've decreased the amount of food you're eating in order to lose weight, if you still have a habit of being sedentary, you will hinder your weight loss progress. Even just getting up every hour while you're working just to walk across the building, or if you work from home to do a lap around your house, is going to be really helpful, because then you're breaking that habit of being sedentary all day, right? Or maybe go for a 20 to 30 minute walk. This can be really refreshing and help you to concentrate better and get through the rest of your day more easily, right? So you don't have to go and work out intensely at the gym for an hour and a half. If you're not used to that, especially, you just need to get up and get your body moving. Another behavioral habit that hinders weight loss is not drinking enough fluids. Because we're so focused on our work and the other things that we're doing throughout the day, it's easy to forget about hydrating consistently. So here's something to think about. If you're dehydrated, you'll actually have more hunger signals. That's just due to the hunger hormone ghrelin that's not functioning as proper. It's not being regulated as well when you're dehydrated, and that's going to make weight loss difficult. Also, your body needs water for effective metabolism. Water is also needed to assist with transportation and absorption of nutrients from the food that you're eating, as well as helping with the release of the energy from the carbohydrates, fat, and the protein that you're eating. Next up for behavior habits that hinder weight loss is a habit of not getting enough quality sleep. Your body needs sleep to live and to function well, of course, but one of the ways that poor sleep can hinder weight loss is that you can actually feel more hungry during the day if you didn't sleep well the night before. And again, that comes down to that hunger hormone, ghrelin. Additionally, when you eat, the signals you would normally get that you've had enough to eat are lessened. And that has to do with the satiety hormone or the fullness hormone, leptin. So you might end up overeating more often due to those two things. So one night of poor sleep isn't going to be that big of a deal as far as a hindrance to weight loss. However, if you have a habit of not getting good sleep, this is when it can really hinder weight loss progress. And so when I'm working with clients to help them lose weight and help them build weight loss habits to lose weight and keep that weight off, it's mainly eating habits, but it's also these exercise habits, making sure that there's good sleep habits, and then also hydration habits and problem solving, seeing where they're getting stuck and why it may be difficult for them to create that habit, and then problem solve for that and go from there so that they can actually build these habits. All right, so let's move on to the thought habits. This is really key. So there are lots of thought habits that hinder weight loss, but I'm going to keep it simple and just give you a few common ones. You may have not necessarily had these specific thoughts, but probably something similar. So thinking you'll just gain the weight back. This is not a thought that you're necessarily intentionally having, but it can absolutely be a thought habit, something that automatically pops up frequently for you in sneaky ways. This thought commonly pops up if you've lost weight and gained it back in the past. Your brain will then use that as evidence that you will always gain the weight back. This is just the way our human brains work, and it all goes back to survival. Your brain actually just tries to keep you safe by keeping you exactly the same. And that means that it doesn't want you to attempt weight loss again, because that would mean changes. So sometimes it will do everything possible to discourage you. And this includes thinking things that ultimately affect your results. So when you think something like you'll just gain the weight back, or you're sort of subconsciously thinking that, it's kind of popping up automatically for you, this will make you feel negatively. And again, you might not be thinking this thought intentionally, but if it's floating around in the background, especially frequently, you're going to have an underlying negative emotion. And then this emotion will affect your behaviors negatively. For example, you may not be putting in as much effort as you could be. You may even be sabotaging yourself, sometimes without even knowing it. You may be eating in response to feeling that negative emotion, which certainly isn't going to help you lose weight either, right? So when your emotions are affected by that negative feeling, that negative emotion, your results are going to be affected as well. Another example of a thought habit that hinders weight loss is that weight loss is hard. Again, if you had an experience before where you're making too drastic of changes, like severe calorie restriction or cutting out all the foods that you really enjoy eating, right? Or going from not exercising to exercising vigorously 2 hours a day, you're going to feel like weight loss is hard. So then your brain will take that experience and run with it and keep telling you that weight loss is hard. Because again, your brain just wants you to keep you exactly the same. It thinks that it's keeping you safe by doing so. So thinking weight loss is hard will cause some sort of a negative emotion in you. And then that negative emotion will sort of be like a block. It will make weight loss actually feel hard when it doesn't need to be hard or feel hard. When I lost weight and kept it off, I didn't feel like it was hard. That's because I did it in a way that made it not feel hard, which I will be teaching you at this Weight Loss You Can Do workshop. But also I had the thought that this was going to be kind of fun. For me, that thought worked really well because since I had that thought, I was not having the thought that it's going to be hard. But a different thought might work better for you. Maybe something like weight loss can be easy or weight loss can be really simple. So I've just given you 4 behavior habits that hinder weight loss and also 2 common thought habits that hinder weight loss. So with this episode, I've given you a little taste of what's in store, but the real magic happens at the Weight Loss You Can Do workshop. So sign up now for those actionable strategies and a roadmap to create lasting weight loss habits, no matter how busy you are, no matter how tired you are on those days, right? So sign up with the link in the episode description below. You can also sign up right on my website, katemjohnston.com. And if you liked this episode, give it a quick thumbs up right below and then subscribe so that you get weekly episodes as they come out. And that's going to make it so much easier for you to continue watching, learning, getting these actionable strategies and implementing them so you can keep forming healthy weight loss habits, keep forming healthy eating habits, and also break any unhealthy eating habits. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week. And I'll see you at the workshop. Become the person who loves her eating habits and her body so you can enjoy more of your life. I'll help. Start now by just setting up a time to talk with me by visiting katemjohnston.com/consult.